to our Innovation Leaders series. I'm Marisa Kopek, the CEO of Lux, and here we highlight innovation leaders that we work with who are doing amazing things so you can learn from the pros. So with that, I would love to introduce Phil Clark from Nourion. Phil, welcome.
Hi, Marisa. Nice to be with you.
So being a new person in the organization, I know change is hard and driving new initiatives is hard. What are some tips and tricks for fellow innovation leaders based on that experience? What would you say were your secrets to success?
I think you have to, I'm a natural collaborator. And so you,
Mhm.
you have to really ask people, is this something that will solve a problem, in this case, machine learning, that you're having today? And it may be really critical for some groups and not for others. So naturally, you start with the groups where this is a problem that we want to solve. This was not a student body left initiative where everybody must use machine learning. This is a tool. It has utility, certainly in cases where you have a vast amount of data and you want to be able to customize and personalize solutions, which is certainly relevant in home and personal care, relevant in agriculture and food. So that's where we started. And, I sometimes joke, change management, is really important, even when the ideas are really good. And that's sort of a joke because, of course, I think they're really good and this is going to be, but you need to look at it from different angles and people may look at this and say, I don't have a lot of data. How can I leverage machine learning? So we try to build up use cases and really communicate and allow people to opt in. That was critical. And then what's happening over time is that people are seeing successes on those use cases. They see that this is a tool that will help them solve a problem that they actually are having. And then you're getting more people that are jumping in and opting in. But we've created that. And then just constant communication. So, you and I spoke shortly before a board meeting that I presented at in July. It
Yeah.
was really helpful to get your perspective on how you communicate with your board. That was also helpful. So we started right away at my board presentation talking about machine learning and demonstrating how this is going to impact how we're doing research and development and how it's going to benefit our customers, all the
Right.
way through virtual prototyping. So to me, it's just a bit change management 101. But the thing about that is change management is constantly changing because of the
Right.
environment, because of the needs that the company has.
And what I think is important for folks listening and watching to know is that you're not talking about a couple people on your team. When you say people, this is a large scale change management effort.
That's right. We have over 600 people within our laboratory, and we have additional resources that are actually out in the field that are technical sales. And this will have utility there. So you have that number of people, and then you're very diverse with respect to geographic and culture. So that's another part. And
Yeah.
we're diverse with respect to our industries. And so agriculture and food all the way to oil and gas. These are different cultures even within those segments. So you constantly just have to communicate. I think the opt-in and really demonstrating that we were listening, to prioritize which use cases we wanted to start with, was super helpful.
And what's the best way to communicate?
Yeah, good question. To me, verbally in talking to people, I use webcasts. I do town halls when I travel quite a bit. Seeing people in person has been super important. Even if it's through virtual, seeing people's expression on
Yeah.
when they're understanding, where they may be still questioning the value proposition has been really impactful. And so to me, that's the best way. And then you just follow up and reinforce through written, depending on the culture, as you know. Coming back, we talked before the call just from Japan. Certainly in Asia, it's helpful to provide this in writing in addition to the verbal communication to just make sure that the message is being understood. And then listening, feeding back where there still may be some gaps. Machine learning is something that's still new to a number of us. It's a rapidly developing field. And so it's often we start off with what do we mean by machine learning? What is machine learning? And some people want to reduce it and say, well, it's a design of experiments on steroids, right? Well, it's not really. It's more of a smart DOE, say, for design of experiments, DOE, is how do you learn? And you can think about how you learn as a human, as an individual. You segment out certain environments. But ultimately, machine learning is about curve fitting. It's really advanced curve fitting across a very large set of dimensions that describe your data. So that to me, that's the fascinating part, but it's something that we're all still learning about and then understanding how we bring that capability to solve problems, both internally, but then also for our customers.